Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video on the channel today. Today we have another replay analysis for you guys. This one is for Elvin. He sent this in. He's a silver 1 at the time of this. I like to see that you're coming for help early. I was very similar back in my day, way back when. I think I first reached out for coaching when I was in the gold range. So it's good to see. You'll be a good player, I guarantee it. Particularly, you said you would like to know how to have better positioning because you feel like sometimes you're away from the play, and also you don't know when to leave the ball to your teammate or when you should take it. You would appreciate if I gave advice for recoveries as well. So I will do my best to do all of that, as well as touch on anything else I might notice and just explain everything to you. So starting off, already flipping your kickoffs in silver. Amazing. Great. I love to see it. That line is perfect. The dodges you'll tighten up over time. The dodge can be a little bit quicker. Try to double tap that A button a little bit faster, and that dodge itself will be tighter. It's hard to explain, but you can just tell by looking whether or not someone has hours in the game, just based off that. But your choice of line for that is perfect. It's exactly what I would have recommended for you. I'm impressed that you're already flipping into kickoffs, and you won that kickoff incredibly hard because of it. Now, to immediately go the opposite direction with that, I would not go for this. You don't have any boost to recover, and it leaves your teammate in a 2v1 where, you know, there's a lot of scenarios where you get scored on, and there's not a lot of scenarios where anything good happens here. So that's just one I would recommend you just turn away and get boost and back up your teammate. Although I do want to point out, you wave dashed there. That's great. You wanted advice on recoveries. That's one. Get really good at wave dashing. I can already tell that you're good at it though. Like, you're a little bit comfortable because you held down your power slide and you slid through that. So you look like you know what you're doing with wave dashes. Again, that's almost exactly what I would have recommended for the kickoff. I wouldn't have adjusted quite as much at the beginning and adjust more at the end so that you're coming on almost from where the goal is. Like, the goal is directly behind you as you're going for the ball. But like 98%, that was perfect. And again, that you won it really hard because of that. It's a smart play to pinch it across. Your teammate probably shouldn't have gone for it, but while you're retreating, I would be flickering ball cam. Check now, back, check again. That boost isn't going anywhere. If you know you're going toward it, flipping straight, regardless of where the camera is, you're going to hit it. So just be checking where the ball is a little more. This one, you don't need to drive up quite that far. He definitely has that. That's one thing that I'm going to recommend to anyone at this level, because I doubt you're doing it, is to try to read the game and your opponents. Where's the ball going to be next? What is this person going to do with this next? So that you can be one step ahead of them in the game instead of recovering. That's a great power shot. I don't know what your teammate's doing, but I guess he wants you to have that. You do good, you turn your ball cam off when you're dribbling. Obviously, the dribble itself could use a little bit of work, but I'm not going to harp on a silver very hard for dribbling. That jump is probably a mistake. Just like a fat finger onto the jump button or something. Here, this is a case of reading the game. This is a situation where your teammate is behind both of the opponents. So what you want to do in this position is like fake a challenge in shadow instead of diving in hard at this to buy time for your teammate to get back. Luckily, they didn't manage to put it on, and that aerial was missed. There, I don't know where you are as far as aerial comfortability, but there's a decent window there for you to shoot that. But, you know, don't try to push yourself too far beyond what you're capable. Like that. That is too far beyond what you're capable. I struggle for in and out saves, so I wouldn't recommend them at your rank, especially on that particular ball. Definitely want to communicate out with the teammate who's going for it. We don't want to be doubling that. That I don't mind. It looks like your teammate's going to go and then he doesn't, so it forces you into a weird touch. I've noticed too, every time you're very good about it. You're back post rotating, and I want to just make sure to positively reinforce this. Continue back post rotations because it's great. Diving in on that, I would not recommend. It's a case of reading what's going to happen. He has no momentum, and he is not about to dodge or anything, so he's trying to catch it. If he's trying to catch it, you can hesitate for a second till he catches it, challenge it while he's got it. And if he mistouches it like this, you haven't dove in. You see what I'm saying? So that's one where you could benefit a little bit from patience. I don't mind the positioning. The recovery is good. That's just really tough to get with the amount of experience that I'm sure you have, especially with no boost. One thing you want to keep in mind is that if you dodge midair, you no longer fall. You stay at the same height. So that makes it a little bit difficult to understand what's going to happen. But just keep that in mind. If you were going to hit this, you would have had to have dodged much earlier. And it would have been nearly impossible with no boost. Perhaps like pinching it on the ground or something was a better possibility. Let me watch the aerial again. That's a very high aerial for silver, I'm pretty sure. That's great. The flip cancel. Nice. I don't mind trying to save the dodge here. It's actually a very good decision because when you're jumping, there's no pressure. So when there's no pressure, it's good to try to save that dodge. You just get a little bit too far to the left of the ball. You'd want to go to the right of it and dodge forward. Basically that same thing, but mirrored, and it would have been great. And again, your wave dashing recovery is good. The challenge is a little questionable. Especially considering that you are last right now. I don't know if you meant to dodge that way, if you meant to dodge the other way. I'm not totally sure. But either way, I wouldn't have gone hard in for a challenge here. Just because your teammate's not back. That's another fake and shadow. Or if you are going to challenge, I would do it from a place of like coming out of his blind spot. Nah, he's too far back to do what I'm talking about. So yeah, I don't really know what's happening. That is very impressive. That's a good adjustment to hit the ball, but I would like to see you just read it properly the first time instead of having to make a good adjustment to hit it. Obviously, you'd want to be further to the left here. Just reading that a slight bit better would benefit you, and you'd be able to use that dodge for power instead of angle adjustment. That's unfortunate, but it happens. It's a good attempt. See, this is a case where I would have recommended a fast aerial because of how fast that ball was coming in. I don't know where you are with fast aerials, and feeling comfortable at not backflipping, so you might have held off doing it because you didn't want to backflip the opportunity away. But I think from your position, it was the only way that you were going to get high enough to actually hit that in net. You're flipping a lot in your recoveries, which is very good. This ball you have a little bit more time with. I know you don't have boost, and I'm not trying to say to take it under control, but you adjust a little bit too far to the right, and that puts you in an awkward spot, and then you panic dodge, it looks like. So you can, you could jump for this where you did, and then dodge as you make contact. That's the ideal. That's what you want to do every time, is dodge once you make contact with the ball, instead of dodging that early. That's good. Another great kickoff. A great touch on the wall. That's very tough, but I mean, overall, you're incredibly impressive for a silver. But obviously, this ball is not going quite fast enough for the line you took. You need to cut it a little bit tighter in, and that would have been great. And overall, your positioning has been great. I'm not really sure where your not feeling comfortable in positioning is coming from. It's been great. That right there is exactly what I would have recommended for the first one. That was perfect. Great 50-50. There, your teammate can't. He's not ready for it. Unfortunate. Another good attempt. I can't believe you're like saving your dodge for power like that so well, and hitting it well is a lot better than I think I was in silver. I'm very old in Rocket League. I can't remember what silver was like back then, to be honest. That's another case of if you dodge, you're not going to fall like you're expecting to. So it's difficult. Great read. A little bit lucky on the bounce on 0 seconds, but yeah. I mean, your positioning, I feel like, was great. Sometimes it is necessary that you're just further away from the play. Sometimes you need to get boosts, or you're afraid of booming clear, or something like that. You don't always have to be right there. It didn't seem like there were too many situations where you and your teammate were getting in each other's way too much. Like, you were going when you weren't supposed to, or he was going when he wasn't supposed to. Whatever. General rules, like if you hit the ball off the wall towards the middle, don't like drive down the wall and try to go for it, because most times they should be there. Really, it just comes from an awareness of where your teammate is and what potentials they may have to hit it. But I mean, your positioning was fine. I honestly don't see anything too bad about it. My biggest takeaways would be just, keep going, really. Keep practicing. there's nothing that I think you're doing wrong as like a silver player, like to an extreme extent. Obviously the things I said were small mistakes or whatever, but I can see it in your focus on the, like, I can tell that you practice mechanics like wave dashes and dodging into shots and stuff like that, and your recoveries, flipping, it's way more than I honestly was expecting coming into this. So I think you will be great. You can tell the difference between you and the other players because they're probably playing the game for fun, and you seem to be someone who's more like, no, I want to win. I want to be good. And I can really see that already. You're practicing things, and that's great. So that's my biggest takeaway for you, is just to keep practicing, especially on mechanics. Those at this level I think are a little bit more important. And by mechanics, I do not mean ceiling shots, air dribbles, double touches. Yes, those are mechanically intensive, but I'm talking about hitting the ball perfectly every time when you want to, tightening up your flips, being more controlled, wave dashes, just everything about your car control is what I'm referring to with mechanics. But yeah, if you have any questions, you can always hit me up on Discord. We can talk it through. We could do a little private teaching lesson if you want to. Whatever you want to do, I'm here to help you out. If you want to send me another replay in a few weeks, a month, however long, whatever, when you're probably in gold or platinum, you know, let me know and I'll check it out for you. So yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for sending it in. I will catch you all next time. Peace.